No worries, start recording. Do you want to go down? Do you want to be here?
How about Ryan?
You be here. Okay, cool. Cheers, Josh. Thanks
How
for
about
everything.
Good to see you.
Cheers, cheers, man. Sorry, do this. Cheers, cheers. It's been a pleasure. Okay, sitting here with Dan McKenzie, I'm Tip Watana, and this is the final of the Under-20 Uprising. Here we are, Dan, back at it again. How does it feel?
Oh, it's good. We've just had a turn for the Rams. Rafe's picked up the disc. He's going to look for a quick to hope. So that's 1-0 to the Rams. Score in the final 2025. This is the third tournament we've had, hey?
I think so. I think I was here in 2023 and that was the first one.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see because Rams won the first tournament and then Donkeys won the second tournament.
Ooh.
So now that we have them both in the final, it's who's the real king here.
And we're back. This
So,
is exciting.
It's looking good.
Sorry about the freeze in the camera, just a few connection issues, but we're back. Score 1-0. We will have a re-upload, so you will be able to see that score a little bit later. But can you quickly walk us through who passed to who there?
So it looked like it was a turnover on the end zone in favor of Rams. Rafe picked it up on the line and then threw to Hope.
Okay, I see. Just one of those misfires when you start.
Unfortunate. I think both teams are carrying a bit of nerves. Obviously it's a final, it's added pressure, you don't want to mess up, and that actually usually leads to more turnovers.
Indeed. What I will say is I wasn't able to watch the Rams semi-final, but the Donkeys Eagles semi-final, Donkeys started off good, then they were gone for like 4 unanswered points, but then bounced back phenomenally, and then second half was just neck and neck all the way through until the universe point. So that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, I know the Rams won their semi-final 13-8 against the Jackals, and it was interesting. Some of the comments were made as that was a nice tight pass, great Devo. Rafe picks it up. Looks like it's going to go to Chase. They're looking to play it wide, see if they can get it the swing across to Tequila. It's genius. And now they're in the corner, the side of the field. Looks like they're just going to try and turn it back, get it across the field, get a nice flow going. Once you get in that flow state, it becomes a lot easier just to move the disc, get it to where you want it to go. And I think the Rams are just trying to build it up to that stage in their game. It's only 1-0, so it's early days. But I think both teams are capable of that, of getting into a nice state where they just seemingly pass, not making mistakes, and hopefully we can get some good frisbee as Rafe and Chase are waffling up the field. And it looks like it's going to be a hammer away, and it's a score.
I really like that point from the Rams. The Storm was never able to set, and you were talking about flow, and a player that I just want to highlight, Tequila, just at the back there, never really lingers on the disc. It would come into her hand, then it would get to the other side very, very quickly, and that's a great tip, a great thing for you to do.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in the handler space and you're pretty fresh, just keep the disc active. As long as the defense is on, you're keeping the defense on the back foot. You give yourself the best chance of generating that flow that you see.
Yeah, if you have the disc, defense always has to play reactionary.
Exactly.
They always have to move to what you are doing. So if you can just keep that movement going and keep it quick, defense is always having to move up and down, and that often creates these big walls in the front, which you can then expose and get it through the middle, get a little waffle, and then a hammer into the end zone. And that's what happened there. I also like how they were manipulating the width of the field.
Exactly.
Some teams just struggle getting it up one side or the middle or the other, but they're moving it across, move it up, and then straight away hit the other side, and it really makes it difficult for the defense. So we have Wayne pulling to the Donkeys, who will receive it. Donkeys on O now. Let's see if they can bring it back 2-0. See if they can get a clean hold in this point through the middle. Great patience by the Donkeys team as they are looking to get into their flow state and see if they can get into the groove that's got them so far into this stage in the tournament. The Rams looks like they've set up a front wall, so a 3-3-1 I think in terms of the zone. Unfortunate drop there. I think it was just placed a little to the side, but it was great athleticism. Bryce has the disc now, throwing to Ryan upfield. Looks like they're just going to keep possession, rotate it back, looking for the up the line, but I think preferring just to keep it in the hands for the moment. Tahila's got it again. Oh no, my bad, that's Hope, sorry. Very small space there to get it through by Rafe. Going to spread it across the field now. I think they're looking for that long one, but it just isn't sitting right with the handles at this stage. Maybe a few more meters into the red zone and they might want to put it.
Good popping in the middle of the field here by Rafe, and is that Ryan with the red boots?
Yes, that's right.
Ryan seems to always find himself available and also set weight up there nicely in power position, which is exactly what you want when you play against the zone.
Yeah. You can just see it in their eyes, they're just wanting to hit it over. But the patience that these teams have got right now, Bryce with a good grab, gets it to Alexa, 3-0.
Incredible. A clean break. We didn't see a turnover for the Rams.
No, once they
generated the turnover, and as you said, there were no forced speculative hammers or anything that were thrown there, even though there were many opportunities to do that. They went for the incisive throws and rather tried to work the disc around. Let the disc do the work. The gaps will open as long as the disc is moving. So it's very good to see that.
The space definitely comes. So it's just a matter of being able to be patient with it and it will open.
The question now becomes, how do the Donkeys react? Because as we've been saying, these are the ways you break down a zone.
Yes,
and once a zone sort of breaks down, then what do you do? You know? And it's their primary form of defense, so they need to either tighten up the zone, which I'm not really sure would be the right way to go, or try a man, and I guess we'll see how well their man runs against Rams.
Yeah, they could do it, man. I know, unfortunately, they have a little less players. So just in terms of their legs, it might be a bit more difficult. But they've got the people to run it. So it's just a matter of at what stage, when in the game, do they want to switch it up because what's currently working, or what they're currently doing isn't working. I don't know. But they will start again on offense now. I think if it turns, and they have to go to a defense and they want to stick with their zone, I think they're going to have to assassin the likes of a Blake or a Chase, whoever's their main handler, just to try and create something and expose the other players in the Rams team would be how I would see they get through if they turn it over. If they get a clean hold, then it's great.
See now they're playing against the zone. 3-3-1 standard.
They have one deep, which I don't think Chase has spotted yet. But front wall's applying a lot of pressure.
In terms of the matchup.
Yes.
Just in terms of the distance of the throw from here towards, I believe that's Lisa Bishop, will just be too much. Just not connecting there, the twins on this occasion.
Yeah.
Need to generate a turn now. Chase, good dribble, start in power position. Holsters it. Blake now. He's in power position. He's not going to holster. Looking for Ryan, and it's a little bit overcooked.
Unfortunate.
A little bit overcooked.
It wasn't a bad idea. I just think, as you said, a little overcooked, a little too far.
I don't think Ryan was expecting it.
Yeah. I think Chase holstered it, and so I thought Ryan thought, okay, the throw's not on, and then Blake just comes out with the bullet. But now Rams has to get back on defense and set up their structure as they're going to struggle. Chase with the intercept.
Okay, now we're just seeing some throws that are just getting a no, Flo runs away with that.
I think for me what's so encouraging to see is the fact that this is an under-20 tournament and there's just so much potential currently in SA Frisbee that we just get to see nasty butt chase. Manages to secure it.
Make sure. I was talking to Ryan about this in the semi-final, that is. Yes, KZN is the hotbed of youth ultimates in the country. Just the amount of teams here, the amount of players that are making themselves eligible for selection since the under-20 coaches here, Josh Day and Keenan, what's his name?
Bainbridge?
Cambridge?
Bainbridge. No, I don't know. We could be completely talking the wrong surname.
Like,
Yeah, that's my
Keenan.
bad. Why did I know Keenan's surname?
That's crazy.
But yeah, as the under-20 coaches, I'm sure they've been so excited just to see the level that's been available.
And the amount of options available as well. Oh!
Unlucky by NK there in the end zone. This points is starting to drag. I think the legs are getting a little tired. So,
and these points happen in every single game. There's always going to be a few 1-minute points, and then there's going to be a few 2 or 3 11-minute points. That's when you have to put the deep up when Ryan expects it, but the curve of the throw just bring it back in.
unfortunate there. Donkey's now on offense. Let's see what they can do with it. A middle opening up quite nice. The Rams wall isn't as tight as it was at the start of the points. They managed to stop play now, and we'll see what the likes of Donkey's Frisbee will do to get around this.
Very good swing here from Skylar Pickup. Positioning himself nicely is just that reset, keep the disc alive, and also give it natural movement.
I will say they almost seem like they dropped a 4-handers there just for a stage, just to get some control back, and now they've gone back to 3.
It's almost like a 4-person dominator. You have 3 handlers, and then that mid is like almost like a 4th handler.
Yeah.
As Matthew Bishop, you can see
He moves up the field there, just to create that space and that opening.
That first option.
Big hook. NK takes it.
He was aiming for Lisa there. She was wide.
Donkey is bringing it to 3-1 for the score now.
Very good put once again by number 10, Peterson. I think he identified what you identified earlier about that open player. Chase was a little bit more awake to it earlier, but after all of these turns, you lose that structure.
No, for sure. I think both teams maybe almost just a little happy that the point ended, can get some subs back on, get some fresh legs. But right now, Donkey still has a bit of an uphill battle to bring it back to even, as they're now starting on defense for the start of this next point. Both teams seemingly ready to start. I think we're just waiting for the signal by Donkeys. And this will then be the first point that Rams starts on offense. So we'll see what their O-line can do and how they are looking. And we have the pull.
Is that going to stay in?
So it starts. Blake is the one to bring it to the brick mark. Looking for Rafe, his brother, as they begin a small little waffle. Looking for the big huck deep. Is he going to find Wayne? Oh, it does. Rafe to Wayne, bringing it to 4-1.
Now just backing the matchups in the deep there. Get their big boy Wayne into the end zone. If you have the throw and he's there,
Use it.
use it. Use it.
For sure. I think what Donkeys needs to do, and what Rams has done for this point, is use their strengths. and really rely on their strengths to get them into this. I know they definitely have the ability. They wouldn't be in the finals if they didn't. But I think it's just a matter of believing that you can do it. You've made it this far, and even though you've hit a bit of a speed bump, it's not undoable. There's definitely things you can do to bring it back, and if they can just dig deep and find some resolve, I definitely feel like this could be a really tight game for us to watch this afternoon.
Yeah, lean into your strengths. I really like that tactic. It's basically just backing yourself at the end of the day. Even though it might seem like it's a little bit of a challenge, like we were speaking earlier about the donkey zone being a little bit exposed here. I anticipate that they're going to keep using it, and just keep on refining. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, they definitely have the people to identify that maybe their front wall was a little bit too open, and if they're able to fix that, then it becomes so much more difficult for Rams to try and expose those holes, and Donkey gets some turns and gets some scores, and then we have a really good game ahead of us. I think Wayne's going to start the pull now to get Donkeys on offense.
Very straightforward. Stay in. Ooh, bags back. Oh, well placed.
Wow.
Very well placed.
Great pull. Matthew has the frisbee now. He's looking to swing it. Rams is set up in the end zone as they're not out of that yet.
Good swing.
I think this for me is some of the most nerve-wracking style of frisbee is when you've got it in the end zone and you know you need to get it out of there, but just the cool heads. Unfortunately, they don't get the hold. The ref gets the D and then throws to Genie for the score. It's difficult because you're in your end zone, you've got no space to play with, and if it's an unfortunate turn like that, it's half a throw and you already got the score for the other team.
Yeah, I think you could look at it that way, and if you have a good zone and you really put pressure on the people in the end zone, you may make it seem difficult to get out, but you need to be able to identify how to break it down. If you don't have a zone, if it's person, maybe just move to dominator, give your handlers enough space to just work the disc amongst themselves with isolations. The handlers, for a reason, they need to be able to cut and use their defenders. So
for sure.
That's one option. And if people crowd the end zone, then there should be space somewhere else. I mean, the end zone is literally, if you have the disc in the end zone, you have the most space in the field, literally.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can just, well, not exactly hack and hope, but there's a lot of space for you to throw into now. So there are always options available in whatever situation you find yourself in, and the best teams always find those options.
Yeah. I think, as you're saying there, you've got to change the way you're playing just a little bit. Think of something different, something creative. Donkey's now starting on offense. Matt's got it in the middle of the field, just before the end zone. NK's now holding it. I think they're just looking to try and establish possession, establish control, and try and exploit the spaces as there seems to be on the right-hand side of the field, which they do wonderfully, actually.
There's also a big gap in the middle that was sort of identified, that no one is really attacking now. Just in between the two lines, you can see the front wall, and just behind Genius, there's the space that I'm talking about.
And it's the out-of-the-box different throw, different style, which you have to do with that throw that Matt threw.
Perfect.
Bringing it to 5-2 now for the Donkeys. As we said, they're not out of it. They just got to stick to their guns and do what they know, and they're going to find themselves back into this game.
Now, 1 point at a time.
Exactly.
1 point at a time. You can't score 5 points in one try here. So the only way you're going to do it is just score 1 point at a time. Take the opportunities that you have, and the Donkeys did that well with a very clean hold.
Yeah, 100%. So Tempo, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad. So obviously you've just come back, well not just, recently come back from Spain and the World's Under-24 campaign that you guys did. If you had to look at the level of frisbee that is out there in the world, evaluating every team from the great American team to the middle of the class to the lower end. What do you think is what SA Frisbee needs to focus on in order to begin climbing those levels? Depth.
Okay. I think the best teams have good programs for youth going up. So, for example, the Czech team that we played against in one of our pool games, who we didn't really know too much about. They were seated below us because they didn't play in the previous under-24 tournament. The team they took to that tournament was the team they took to the under-20 boys.
Oh wow!
Right? So they've been playing together for a long time, since under-20, and by the time they got to under-24s, they were very, very, very clean. And you could ask a lot of the Wild Dogs players, their strategies, they never moved out of like fourth gear to beat us. You know? And I mean, a good picture from Rafe, just not finding his brother. But yeah, what really sets those teams apart, the US, France, I mean even Colombia to an extent, but maybe not so much in under-24, is the depth that they have, the programs that they have. So what we need is more tournaments like this, more opportunities for the whole Frisbee community to come together and play. Great interception here by Chase, not going to force it in though. First option. Oh, he is going a cheeky one around the back
to Wayne,
and he toes it in. Very, very classy.
6-2 now is the score. Oh, is there a 4? Oh no. 6-2 is the score now to Rams. Looking to take half and 2 more points for them. We'll see if the Donkeys have anything to say about that. Back to what you were saying with the depth. I think that's quite interesting that they've taken the same team from under-20s through to under-24, really driving deeper the strengths, the abilities that those players would have.
And the connections.
And exactly, the connections. The on-field chemistry would have been quite something to watch, I can imagine.
No, it was next level, and then what you do after that is that's when you start adding the next level coaches. So I believe they had someone from the UFA who plays in the UFA to come and coach them as well. So yeah, that has always been the vision for me, or what I always saw even before I went to Worlds. That how are the US winning 3 finals?
Yeah.
How do you win 3 finals?
How are you that dominant?
How are you that good?
Yeah.
Depth. It's programs
I think
for days.
I hope I'm getting the story right. Wayne was telling me that for their trials, I think, they have like 200 players that arrive at the US trials.
Are invited to the trials.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, obviously, US is a country that's 4-5 times our size. So, I mean, they have more people, but that doesn't discourage us from really putting it in there. And I think to myself, right, if they can get that many people, take in mind, it's a men's, women's, and mixed. So it's like they just dominant across, which we've seen as the tournament showed us. And they have that depth that you're speaking about. I think Canada's also got a bit of that depth.
They do. They have decent programs that get them to like division podium places regularly.
Yeah.
So they might like fall from time to time, end up at 5th, end up at 8th at their worst.
Yeah.
But in the span of 5, 6, 7 years, you'll always find a Canada in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like a Japan in the top 3. And it's just a testament to the amount of programs they have.
Yeah. So now you're back in SA, right? And you've been there, you've experienced that, you've got a taste for it, and you're saying now the problem identified is the lack of depth. So how do we fix that? I know you're saying like an under-20 tournament like this, but these like tournaments that develop our youth programs, what are some of the other things that SA Frisbee can do to begin to get to those levels?
So for me personally, I guess it's just about establishing a very clear pipeline, right? Like a clear way for you as a beginner to go from being a beginner to being an international player, right? So as a beginner, you need to enter a club.
Yeah.
Right? That's where everyone starts.
100%.
Someone brings their friend over, it's not too serious. Cool. I think one thing that we lack in the South African space is not club regionals, but like what happened with the under 24s, where you have regional tournaments where the best players from a region are selected for a team, and then they go compete in a tournament.
Sure.
And then that's where the selection happens.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're creating selection not just at the national level where everybody comes
Yeah,
at
but
the
at the
same
regional.
time, at the regional level first.
100%.
Right? And you start trickling those systems down. And what those regional teams also do is they incentivize not necessarily clubs, but like the best players of clubs to go to a high performance atmosphere and then take that atmosphere to the next level.
Yeah.
So I guess from my end, like what I'm doing now that I'm back, moved away from like the sector level, focusing just on my region, making sure that Northern region is as sharp as possible. We have a Northern region team.
I know,
here,
right?
So Western Movers were able to get you. Big thanks to David. I tried to get a few Northern region players to just fill the tournaments out and to start a youth program there.
Yeah.
And yeah, the more programs you get all around the country that start interacting with one another, the purer a pipeline sort of becomes, because you're going to have to interact and select and make plans as we move. So yeah, that's just establishing pipeline. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to do it. I've even like dreamt for the future, and I thought to myself, if we could get it in schools, I mean, that's why we're the best rugby team in the world. It's because it is driven so hard at schools.
Exactly.
That's why our cricket team consistently performs well. It's because it's driven in schools.
Schools, clubs, provincial setups,
Exactly.
franchises.
It's
Ways for you to go overseas and play cricket.
Yeah,
Right?
I saw this Instagram post by Vincent Koch, one of our Springbok props, right? And he just displayed this picture of his son winning the under-5 play of the tournament. And I'm like, it's starting at that age. Imagine when he's now 15, 20 years old. The amount that has just been put into him is unreal, and that's what we got to do here. We're going to kick back off with Donkeys versus Rams. I think that was a timeout that was called earlier. We're back at it with Donkeys on offense at 6-2 to Rams currently. Matt's got it in the corner, looking to swing it wide. Opening developed for Bonga and NK to get it through a little bit there.
Oh!
Beautiful layout.
Tortoise. Oh! Conservation of greatness. Hate to see it.
Wayne's running long. Bonga's trying to chase. Unfortunate.
I like that he just threw himself. He stood no chance of getting it. But he got the layout rep in there. If there's anyone that's trying to learn how to lay out and they're like, oh, I really want to lay out. Lay out for the hopeless one.
Exactly.
Lay out then, get your layout technique going, because it's only going to get better every time.
100%.
Ooh!
That was so close. No contact called there. Play resumes. Matt's got it now in the red zone, trying to get it through.
This time, Chase gets it. Just a little bit too floaty on that one. Needs a more incisive throw, especially when you have a lot less space and you have a sharper defender. Matching the matchups, genius in the end zone.
Beautiful effort by Bonga as well. What you were saying earlier, get that layout rep in. Wayne was telling me earlier, he said he went for one that he knew he was never going to get, but he wants to condition his body to get used to that, the impact, the technique.
Exactly.
Just
timing.
Exactly. Just so that he knows what it feels like, so that when it really counts, he's got those reps in.
Exactly.
He's got those laps in to pull it out. So, I mean, as you're saying, if you want to try, you want to start, you look at those highlight reels from UFA and you're like, how do these guys do it? It's because they put the reps in. They've done it when it's been crazy, when it's been wet, when it's been dry, when it's been hot. And that's just how you get better in anything, whether that be throwing, whether that be layouts, whether that be your movements, whatever it is, you got to put those reps in, and we've seen that happen here over this tournament. It's just players pulling stuff out that they've practiced over and over again, and are able to showcase it here for us to enjoy.
Yeah, sports it's a physical game. You need muscle memory, and you won't be able to just think your way to a layout. You have to get yourself on the ground. The ground is your friend. You're gonna have to make some mistakes from time to time. So yeah, that's the way you gotta do it.
Tequila there with the pull for the Rams, for Donkeys to start on offense here. Little waffle between Matt and NK.
I like Matt's little hop that he does when he receives that dish coming forward. It's a good way to gain yards.
100%.
Well done.
Through the center there, NK recovers that nicely.
I just want to comment on Paige Smith, who's really just come a long way since the first time I saw her here at Uprising. Also after under 24 trials, might not have made the team, but was the first person to ask why, how she could improve, and you can see the confidence just growing, and also she just enjoys the game. That's the most important part. You see her statuses all the time, seeing her friends playing the game, falling in love with the game. So good to see her moving there.
I like what you commented there. She was the first person to ask why she didn't make the team. I think the best players are the ones that aren't afraid to ask for assistance, to ask for an extra perspective as to why they didn't make a team or didn't get into what they were hoping for. And as we can see here, she's doing really well. She's been a pivotal lady for this team, getting it through those gaps. You look there, Chase, just unfortunate to get it to the pass there. Matt picks it up.
Come on!
Does she get it through? Blading just out.
Yeah, it's important that the Donkeys keep giving themselves the opportunity to score, and that's exactly what's happening here. You don't want to roll over, you don't want to be scared into not taking the shots, because, guys, it's 7-2, we need to make sure, we need to hold the disc. Take your shots, bro, take your shots.
The confidence is really encouraging, that they're wanting to still do it. Timeout called by Johnny.
Johnny boy. Wait. Who's the tall one? Ryan. Okay, I see.
With the red boots there.
I see. Because John also has red boots. Almost looks like Ryan. He's like, how did you become shorter all of a sudden? It's a different name.
Oh, that's funny. I think for me, when I look at Uprising, I think one of the interactions between the players that makes me the happiest is just how the friendliness between teams has just been developed over the past few years. Teams are supporting one another. People play across clubs when there's extra practices or whatever. It's just really encouraging to see that even though I'm playing against you right now, like Johnny goes over there, gives a little high five to NK because they're mates.
Exactly.
And the spirit of the game there is so important.
Yeah, that's how you're going to build that national chemistry when you start to go to the higher teams, if you will. These are the relationships that you're going to build if you have an Eastern region team, that you can go take to compete in. Well, there aren't any inter-regional tournaments scheduled for this campaign necessarily, but I think in future we need to start getting that into the system. From a Northern region perspective, we're discussing getting a team like that, maybe even just touring, just to get more opportunities for our elite players to play, build that hunger, scratch that itch, because what we find as well is that when you're in a club, for example, clubs are basically there to recruit more players into Frisbee, so you're going to have a lot of beginners. That's just what clubs are going to, if a club is running right, and you're getting turnover, because not everyone's going to stay in the same place all the time. People move, people grow, sometimes people get injured. You're going to need to get more players. That's what the club season is for, the club scene is for. So if you want that really competitive atmosphere, a regional team is a great way to do that. And this is where you build these types of relationships in tournaments like this, as you say.
Looks like play is about to resume with Johnny in the corner on the end zone.
Oh, cheeky inside. Great flick.
Oh, unfortunate there though with the pass back to him. Donkeys on offense now. Oh, great hands there. Managing to recover that by NK. Let's see what they can do. Trying to expose the space over the top.
Hey.
NK receives in the end zone. Donkeys bring it 7-3.
Down but not out. Down but not out.
This is quite, I think, encouraging to see. Just the spirit of still wanting to push through, even though they're down by quite a margin at the moment just before half. And just that they're wanting to persevere through, get another score or two perhaps before halftime is called and a time cap, which will put them in good stead for the start of the second half, I think. I think you as a team can do so much more than what you realize when you just have one core belief. And if Donkeys can find that now, I think that they'll find themselves in a much better spot come a point or two's time. So we'll see what they can do. Hopefully they can bring it back, bring themselves towards themselves, and we'll see what Rams can do now as they are on offense just before the pull. Both teams, or at least Rams signaling that they're ready. I think Donkey's still setting up, and we've got a hand up now. The pull is off.
Just good to see the atmosphere as well. People on the sideline watching the game. Tons of KZN players, parents, coaches, just getting involved in supporting the program here. Love to see the activity on the sideline as
Big up by Ray.
oh, great matchup in the end zone.
Unfortunate there.
That's exactly what you need to be doing for the likes of Wayne. You don't want to isolate him in the end zone and give him an easy catch. If you're just there to make him think a little bit extra about how to catch that, make him position himself not in the place where you want him to catch, you can make him jump early or position himself wrong. So very well done there by, was that Bonga?
Bonga, yeah, that's Bonga. I've always thought to myself, whenever you're on defense, and it gets put in the air like that, you've actually got the advantage. You don't need to catch it. Offense has to retain possession. So just by trying to do something, unlucky there, NK almost receiving that from his brother. Big up by Blake. Can Wayne get it?
Oh, once again, Matthew Bishop proving he didn't get the disc, but he was there, made it difficult for Wayne to catch.
Puts
you
it
don't have
off.
to be tall. Exactly. You don't have to be tall, you just have to be there.
100%.
Oh,
Great. Nearly a Callahan there by Chase. We'll get it to Wayne. And with that is half time. 8-3 to Rams.
incredible. Wow.
Both teams now going to collect themselves and see what the next step is for the next half.
Just look at the screen. That's what's on the screen. So keep that in mind. For now. What's the chat? Are they dwelling?
I'm going to check out the camera again.
Oh, yes.
think they're riding off of their confidence at the moment.
Yeah, the 8-3 in the lead. Definitely the happier of the two teams.
Is that the halftime whistle or a train? Oh.
I like trains. Is that the Ruud sister there in the dark? Is that one of their sisters?
No, that's Rafe's girlfriend.
Oh.
On the field in the center.
Oh, that's her.
No, they're small, yeah.
Both of them are small.
Yeah.
Oh. She is wearing pants though.
Yes.
Yo. So that's about, yo, Craig's one of those liberal parents, okay. No, she's wearing pants. Oh, so both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, the blonde ones.
Well, we're trying to get them into the Rams team.
Slowly.
I know.
There's so much
They're
time.
still young, so. But if they're anything like their brothers, then
How old was Blake when he started playing?
he's 16 now. Must have been 13?
'Cause I mean, he was even
13,
young.
14, yeah.
He was even jamming. I think he was still 12. No? How old was he in 2024?
In 24 last year, he would have been 14 or 15.
14, that makes sense.
He is 16.
Jaden asking me.
He's 16. I think so. Anyway, yeah.
15 or 16.
And play's gonna get on the way. Matt with a big floaty pull there.
Very nice and flirty.
On the line of the end zone. Blake to start, straight off to Tequila. Through the middle to his brother Chase.
But the Reds go.
It's a bit unfair the chemistry that they have because they're brothers. Big hug to Chase. For the score in the end zone.
They didn't pass to anyone else, bro. I think they might have passed to Tahila.
Yeah. You just wanted to get a third person shot to the disc before they scored.
Because that's for me.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes it's like, thanks for checking. Make sure.
Rams setting their line now. Genius with the disc, think he might pull to Donkeys to get on offense. So now I think we got to ask ourselves the question, if we're in the shoes of Donkeys, is what do we do to bring this back? We've still got time to do it. It's not like the end of the second half at this stage. It's just begun. But it's a matter of trying to find something while still sticking to the basics and what we know to get us through to see the half out. Matthew's going to receive it on the side, puts it to Bongo, back to Matt. Going to get some leeway through the middle there.
That's what you need.
There we go.
This is what you need.
Playing with it nicely. The waffles, the quick passes,
Exactly.
not allowing the defense to set.
No stall. Get it to Skylar. Yeah.
Tyler's on him quickly.
Get it to Matthew.
Defense still isn't set though, so they're still able to do something. Getting it through the middle. Oh, that is just unfortunate. It was a good catch, but I think just the impact from the ground caused it to pop out. Rafe now with the disc. Center field, he has it. Gonna swing it to Brass. And quick hands there by Rafe.
That's the way.
And he gets it in the end zone.
Is it in?
Yeah, 10.
It's called out. It's called out,
We've
yeah.
got a call.
Called out. Even Rafe is calling it out, yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Competitive, but at least honest.
Yeah. Which is great in the sport. And I think it's such a good characteristic of what Frisbee develops in the guys who are playing it. Again, Matt with the scuba through to the center. Rams haven't identified that that's a problem yet for them. And he just keeps getting it through, making it to center field in 2 throws like that.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta get that mid really working. Right?
Yeah.
If you can see Genius is biting forward, what a catch, what a finish. If you can see the mid, Genius is biting forward, throw over. If he's going deep, throw under.
Yeah.
But you need to get that middle active
Moving.
ASAP.
And that brings it to 9-4 for the Donkeys there for a score. Rams still comfortably in the lead. They've got a 5-point gap, but definitely seen more difficult comebacks done. So it's not something that can't be done. And as you were saying, Donkeys need to identify something that can get them through this half, and seemingly have done that in this point. They are going to be starting on defense now, so we'll see how they manage with that, if they can get their defensive structure set in place and quickly, so that Rams doesn't get too comfortable on the disc. Donkeys and Rams both signaling that they're ready. I'm going to get a pull off, past halfway, Rafe to pick it up, Blake to receive. Rafe and Blake just waffling it through, including their brother now for the third person.
All 3 roots on the disc.
Are we going to get someone else besides a root touching the Frisbee? I don't know yet, we'll have to see.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a man that likes everybody getting involved, but the speed at which the disc comes out of the root's hands is something that I love to see.
They eventually get Wayne involved though. Almost an honorary 4th brother. But he's going to hold it and get the swing to Rafe. Not in.
Back to the roots.
And Wayne to score. Great attempt though by Matt to try and do something to stop that flow of the Frisbee. Bringing it to 10-4 to the Rams.
Yeah, that's how you break down a zone, or at least that's one of the ways you break down a zone. We saw in the previous points how the Donkeys broke it down was by going over the 2 front lines, right? But what the Rams did now is, one of my favorite ways to break it. You just do not allow them to set up. There was 0 stall. They only stalled when they got to the end zone. Before that, there's so many claps.
Up until red zone, I don't think a single number was uttered.
Exactly. That is how you break down a zone, and against a team that plays primarily zone, that's how you do it.
For sure. So they're going to be on defense now. Going to have to see if Donkeys, as they managed to do last time, get the hold and get the Frisbee to score to bring it to potentially 10-5 at the end of this point. We'll have to see, and if they're able to do that, again, as we're saying, they're not out. It's only a 5-point gap if they can score after this one. Hope's going to be pulling for us. Rams are ready. Donkeys are just confirming 1 or 2 last things, and they're going to be ready.
Hope sporting a sports. Don't see many sports in Ultimate Frisbee.
That's true. Rams getting their zone set up. Donkeys holding it. Don't know for too long just yet. We'll have to see if they can get out of this portion of the field. Great hands there from Sky, managing to get it through. Just unfortunately put it beyond his reach there. Genius and Johnny now waffling it up. Let's see if they're able to change it up with Wayne coming through, waffling again.
Here we go.
Wayne's going to put it up.
Oh!
Unfortunate there. So no clean hold off of that last turn that we had. Donkeys are going to start again. Back on offense. Sky will take it to the line. Ryan will be setting up on him.
Unlucky there.
It's quite a bit of pressure that the Rams applied with that trap on the corner.
Force a floaty throw.
And turnover, Wayne pick it up to score to Ryan. 11-4 to Rams.
Now I must say, what's setting this Rams team apart in this tournament is their waffle game. It's one of the best waffle games I've seen in the tournament. I guess you call it waffling, I'll call it dribbling.
Is that what you call it?
That's
Okay.
what we call it, yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, the dribble game as a fundamental way to break a zone down, that's how you do it. As a fundamental way to keep the disc moving, that's the way you do it. And once you start dribbling, you set yourself up for those long throws. You set yourself
100%.
up for creating space because you've given your thrower a lot of space.
Yeah.
The defender is taking time to actually get things going or get to you as we see a timeout call. And yeah, that's how it's. I think it's a fundamental skill rather. That's what I wanted to say.
I think every handler needs to have it in their repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
Some do it better than others.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the Rams, what we've noticed over the past couple of seasons is just how good Rafe is at doing those quick waffle dribble passes, but then also managing to change the direction so that the defense now is forced to move across, and that creates such a big opening. To be able to put it along, as you say, you break through the wall, so now you're playing against like a 7v4 almost, and if you can utilize it in the right amount of time, you can then hit your number advantage in the end zone or a bit closer to the end zone and get it through.
Yeah, and it's a great way to just generate space, as you say. Like you say, you basically eliminate the front wall by doing what I like to call like your sidestepping, like while you have the disc. Because as you catch it, if you're able to throw momentum into one direction, the defense sort of has to follow.
Yeah.
It's like throwing a very, very convincing fake because it's not just like your arm that's going, it's your whole body.
Yeah.
And as you said, like with Rafe, if you're able to change direction at that time without traveling, it becomes very, very dangerous.
Yeah, very effective. And we have the Rams now who are just finishing their timeout. They'll be starting on defense. I think obviously if they can get to the score of 11-4, it means defensively they've been quite a strong team. So I don't think we'll see too many surprises in this point with a strong line for it. But I do have to think that the legs are going to start growing a little wary as we're reaching the end of the tournament and the end of the game here. So perhaps that's what donkeys can use along with those like breakside scuba throws that Matt's been managing to pull out of the hat. And we'll see what's going to happen as donkeys gets to start on offense this point.
Those hammers are a good way to break that zone down. How often they work out depends on the thrower and the receiver. They need to, first thrower needs to have that in their repertoire, and then receivers need to firstly expect it and then position themselves and then catch it after that. So, yeah.
I think with a player like Matt on your team, you always expect those throws to come because he's got it in his arsenal of throws. It's just a matter of, does he need to pull it out because it's becoming tight now to get it or to break it through.
I wish Matt was a player on my team. Sure.
Ryan managing to get the defense in the middle of the field. Chase to pick up. Gonna look to Tyler. Getting those dribbles through.
Oh, shout out, I got you involved with that.
Genius has the disc. Holding on to it. Eventually we'll release it off to Chase. Ryan cutting in as Rams are starting to approach the end zone and making it quite fast there, trying not to hold onto the disc for too long. Genius pulls out a scuba. Ryan just unable to get that.
He just seems to not, he didn't seem to expect that. Yeah. That's the thing. That was a great throw, well placed as well. Did well to put on the right side of the defender. Just a little bit more anticipation from Ryan, or maybe a bit more patience from Genius to wait for Ryan to expect it, you know.
For sure.
Oh, look at that.
Matt receives the frisbee in the center and is going to get it. Skylar now with the disc.
Oh yes.
Big
Hey,
will
get
it come
in,
back
come
in?
back.
Oh, unfortunately not. It was a good idea.
I think it was good.
If you can break it like that out of the field and it comes back in just in time to hit the end zone.
I think it just had too much curve. It was the right decision, right? And if it went a little bit straighter at a little bit of an angle that he wanted, it would have been able to go around the defender that was there and then find the mark. The right power on the throw was there to get it to that back corner. That's a big ask as well.
Chase puts it up. Genius to receive in the end zone. Rams bringing it to 12-4 at the current state of the game.
Genius the genie. If your wish was for Rams to win, he'll make your wish come true tonight, boy.
The problem with those curvy throws out the field is it's a bit of a high risk, high reward.
Risk, yeah.
You don't get it back in the field, and you take it all the way back from behind center field there. So it is difficult. Like we said, it's the right idea for sure. It's just a matter of the execution, which needed to be 100% there.
A very big ask, but I mean that's what the Rams defense has forced the Donkeys to do. Take what would be, or make throws become a little bit more speculative. You know, take those options that are sort of high risk, high reward more often. And you don't really want to do that too often. And that's where sort of dribbling comes in once again. Obviously, I'm a dribble merchant here. But, it's just another option for you to have that doesn't risk too much.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. Donkeys on offense now. So you get a little bit of a roller. Matt has it in the center. He's going to look. Throws it to Bonga. Throws it to Page. Managing to get their swings off nicely and their little pops working quite well. Matt receives it again, looking for that scuba over. I can just see it in his smile, but decides to swing it across, receiving it again on the left-hand side of the field, closer to the camera. It's going to be a swing to Bonga again. The patience, I must say, is quite nice from the Donkeys. I know they're not gaining lots of meters, but they're managing to get it, and when that opportunity, that gap comes, they're executing it quite well. Donkeys now in the red zone area with Matt looking to try and get it through to someone. Going to swing it to Bonga. Looks like we have a call that's been made.
Just an injury.
Injury.
12. Sorry, to just heap on some Page praise once again. Did well while there were a lot of lateral throws, she was the one that got that disc moving forward. Is that Bonga or is that NK?
Bonga with the disc.
Thank you, yes, it was Bonga. So that forward pass came from Page to Bonga. So her confidence is very, very good to see. Especially for a woman. We need more woman confidence. Because especially in mixed, a woman can really make a big difference. If you have your woman on lock, the matchups there, once again, a forward pass, once again, it makes a big difference.
Big deep by Rafe there. Going back to the question I asked you earlier with the under 24, what South Africa needs to work on, I think that if SA can develop our ladies.
Yes.
Unlucky, bro. I stay with the drop. Matt's going to pick it up now. If SA can develop our ladies, I think that would be a game changer. Because the ladies are already good. It's just a matter of getting them to that stage where they just become the dominating, dictating force on the field. Turnover there. Rams to start with the disc again. Rafe has the frisbee now. He's going to involve his brother in the corner. We're going to swing it all the way to Alexa. Ooh, nearly there. Page again. She's in the right spot. She's in the right spots, that's for certain.
Working as well. There you go.
Tahila receives it. We've got a little bit of drizzle now, which is going to affect the disc, make it a little bit that much harder to control. Bonga popping it to Nat off of the D there. And we're going to see them begin to work their way upfield with the crossfield hammer here, all the way to Sky, and they're going to start working it up. Blake's blocking it off.
I think something that maybe the Donkeys could add to their repertoire is that they have good dribble starts to set up the power position. You'll see here they'll give it to Matt, or I was hoping she'd give it to Matt, but give it to Matt as he's running forward. If you, the passer, give it to Matt, okay, he moves forward and you also move forward, you have an opportunity for a dribble. As they score there.
100%. Donkeys bringing it to 12-5 now.
Not going down without a fight, so just checking out the comments. A big shout out to John T. Thompson.
Hey, what a lad. He was actually the first captain to win the tournament here, so shout out John T.
Shout out John T. They mustn't forget that you come from KZN, boss. Might be a Cape Townian now, but KZN, that's where the youth's at. But he's talking about the 200 applications.
Oh yes, what we were talking about earlier.
Yes. So in the US, there are 200 applicants that are accepted.
Sure.
Out of 800 applicants.
Oh my word.
And then you must understand that not everyone applies.
Yeah.
So there could be a lot of people that just
the number of people playing frisbee
is
I'd love to know what the difference is between the total number of people playing frisbee in the United States and the total number of people playing frisbee in South Africa.
The total number of people playing frisbee in South Africa is less than the amount of applicants for the under 24 team in the US.
That
I think we are at Safta can correct me if I'm wrong, but about 500, 600 maybe.
But are those SAFTA members?
Those are SAFTA members.
Okay, so there is a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe we could push it up to 800.
Yeah.
Maybe we could push it up to 800.
Yeah. So let's call it equal to the amount of people applying.
Applying.
Yeah.
Applying.
Yeah. Chase is going to throw that to Wayne, who's perched just outside the end zone. Looking to get it to Zoe now for the score. It's going to bring that to 13-5 as Rams are closing in with the end of the game, the win, in their eyesight. I mean, the US is where frisbee started, so it does make sense. The number of people are significantly higher, but that is outrageous.
I think what would be good for us to do now is to find comparable national communities that we're sort of almost equal to or just behind, to sort of start to compare ourselves to, because maybe that could sort of give us ideas of how to move forward. Not necessarily to copy them and to be like, they did this, we need to do this. If we don't do this, we're not going to get to that level. But it could just give us like an idea of maybe try this, maybe try that, you know.
We got to bring our own South African flavor.
Exactly.
I think that's what makes South Africa unique, is in everything we do, you always know it's a South African who's doing it, just because of the way they do it or they interact or engage. So yeah, that's actually a great idea. What would you think now, as Chase is pulling off to the Donkeys? Who would you think is in a similar position in terms of numbers?
That's a good question. I'm just trying to think, because what's difficult to say is I'm talking from like an under 24 in 2025 perspective.
100%.
When we played against the likes of Spain, where we almost won your Spain game. I might even cry, Daniel, we were so close. Great dribbling here. The dribbling that I asked for, and then I passed for a throw. Ryan saw that one. And Ryan saw that one!
But
bang, boy! Ryan vision for the future.
Donkeys back on offense now. They're wanting to make sure that they hold this thing now through all the way to the end. They're looking to progress up to the field. Bonga unfortunately unable to hold the disc there. We're just behind him. NK is going to set up for the front as Chase gets on his way to the frisbee. Do you think Spain is on a similar level in terms of numbers? Is that what you're saying?
They have three national teams. So and that's at the under 24 level.
Chase to Ryan there for the score. 14-5 now being the game score as we are on match point.
Another thing to consider is just like geopolitics and like national GDP. And
Of course.
now you have more resources. You're also in a more active community. Like Europe is just more active. Right?
Yeah.
So you have European opportunities, whereas in Africa we're just a little bit more fast spread and few. So it becomes a little bit more difficult. So I wouldn't necessarily compare ourselves to maybe a European team.
Okay.
Kenya are quite active on the African continent.
They didn't send an under 24
But
team.
then it's a 24 team. And
Do we know why?
I don't know. I'm not even sure they have a program.
Oh,
I don't even know how many African teams have youth programs.
Sure.
So that's also difficult
Yeah.
to
Timeout called. Timeout called, so they're going to have to sit a little longer in the rain now.
I don't know which teams could compare. Maybe I was just having a very bright idea.
No, it's an excellent idea, I think. It's just a matter of who it is. Yeah.
And I mean, finding out who would
If you had, does SAFTA have to report their numbers to WIFDF?
yes.
Would we be able to approach WIFDF and ask?
For comparable
So that we can then approach those national organizations and ask what are the things that they're doing. Is that a route?
I think when I had a brief stint at WIFDF, there are plans for members to, like, for member contact, right? There is someone on the WIFDF
Committee,
board members,
yeah.
yes. Staff, in fact.
Staff, okay.
Yes, a staff member that is responsible for memberships that tries to get as many WIFDF members as possible. I'm not sure if it's on their agenda to get
Like almost not cross pollination, but the ideas crossing.
yes,
Yeah,
or
okay.
getting different members interacting with one another in that way.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, like, you want different members to interact. If, let's say, there's a new federation that's like getting membership, that federation needs to then interact with a current member, if that makes sense. So there's stuff like that, but I'm not sure there's stuff like development programs for creating a national system necessarily.
Okay, that's an interesting thought to see how that would develop if it ever did.
I think a good target, and I think my target in my head when I was pushing for Wild Dogs with the program that was sort of created is the target was to get 3 teams to national tournaments on a regular basis. So you need depth for that. And a country that I think would be nice to emulate would be the likes of New Zealand.
Okay.
Because they have a very small population, but they've managed to field 3 teams, which is...
When you say 3 teams, you're talking about divisions.
3 different divisions at one tournament.
Yes.
Where we have one team in one division at the tournament where there are 3 divisions. They have 3.
Sure, I hear you.
Italy do something interesting where they have in 2023 they had an opens and women's team but no mixed.
Oh, okay. So
So they split them and then put them together later on.
Sure.
but I think in 2024 they have all three.
Okay.
2025 they have all three.
Okay.
So Maya, oh,
unfortunately, no recovery there as the chase down was happening.
no fear from Maya. No fear. She saw Chase coming in, and she was there.
Yeah. Great also start with the this. Jason Tabula now playing with it.
Well done.
That's a genius.
Very confident continuation. Yeah, don't be afraid. Throw that thing, bro. Throw that thing. Throw it, catch it!
Unfortunately, didn't float enough, or Alexa didn't get on her bike a little sooner. But that means Donkeys now regains possession as they are on offense with Alexa, Wayne, and Hope setting up the front wall. And Matt's going to be the one to kick it off again. Unfortunate. Through to the ground. Gets it to open. Is that a call?
I think there's is it a pick? Because Matt thinks that he might have been able to get to that had Wayne not been in the way. A foul. Okay, not a pick, a foul.
Foul called. Uncontested.
Retracted.
Score.
Yes.
So Rams makes it 15-5.
That's the game.
For the final of our Uprising 2025 tournament.
It's been a privilege.
It's been such a pleasure to watch this. Really exciting to see the youth come through. Really exciting to see the future of SA Frisbee. We just need to get this bigger now.
That's what I was chatting to Ryan about. It was literally just about getting this beyond just the KZN region because of the size of this. But yeah, I think everything we need is here. KZN has been the hub for youth ultimates in South Africa for the longest time.